Folks, we need to talk about annuities and very briefly how pre-technology annuities are still viable. Don't get me wrong, the annuities we offer at Tony Walker Financial, but I'm going to show you post-technology and one of the annuities we're using. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, briefly, there's basically 4 types of annuities, folks. Now there's hybrids, there's all kinds of variations on these themes. Don't make this so complicated. In fact, I've written a great book on this. It's about annuities called Annuities Made Easy. You can order it. We'll send you a hard copy if you want to, or you can download it at TonyWalkerFinancial.com. Very good read. And in fact, if you're getting ready to buy an annuity, I would slow down, get a second opinion from us folks. You don't want to get stuck in the wrong annuity. But basically, there's immediate income annuities. Those are called SPIAs, single premium immediate annuities. We use those some. One of the most popular annuities is a deferred income. I like to call them structured income annuities, whereby you put the money in, it gets a certain guaranteed interest rate, and then at some point in the future, you'd get your mailbox money, and that income's paid for the rest of your life, but you defer the income to a later time. We also have short-term accumulation annuities. Again, these would be fixed interest or fixed indexed annuities. Short-term in my world means that there's a term of 5 years or less. Again, the term refers to surrender charges. Key point here, because with any of these annuities I'm talking about, if you surrender or cash in the annuity before the end of the term, there's some huge penalties. You got to be aware of that. And then finally, long-term accumulation annuities. These would be annuities that have a term, a surrender term, of more than 5 years, and some of these go all the way out to 15 or 16 years. So nothing wrong with any of these products. We sell a lot of them. That's why they call me the Annuity King. I love these types of products. They're fixed products. They pay a commission to us from the insurance company, so there's no out-of-pocket on your end for these types of products. However, the problem is surrender charges, and if you decide to change your mind and get out of them, you're going to get hit with a high charge. So who is the new kid on the block that we've started using to add to this mix that we would call the post-technology annuity? Well, through the magic of television and technology, let's switch out this whiteboard right now. All right, let's go ahead. This is I'm going to call it the post-technology annuity, okay? And it's called a RILA, Registered Index Linked Annuity. Now, what's so cool about this annuity is because this is a non-commissionable annuity, okay? It is fee-based. And currently, as of the date of this recording, we charge 1% per year to manage this annuity. Now, what I like about a RILA is it has something called a buffer built into it, and we would help you select this, but it limits your losses based on the buffer, and you can set these for different things. So if you think the market's going to do well, you might accept a lower buffer, meaning the insurance company is going to take on more of those losses, which means you could get a higher return. Or you could go the opposite. You could accept a very large buffer, meaning they're going to accept very large losses, but you would get a less return if the market goes up. Again, we can explain this in detail, but here's the key with this. Since it's fee-based, okay, this is a key point. There is no surrender charge to get out. Because this happens a lot. Sometimes people get an annuity and they just decide they don't want it. Well, again, you get into these surrender charges. Let's say you take out a buffer annuity, a RILA through Tony Walker Financial. A year later, you say, Tony, I need the money, or I've decided I don't want this contract. We can surrender that contract for absolutely no surrender charges. And unlike the old variable annuities that are still lingering out there that can be as much as 3 to 4% a year in fees, that 1% per year is the only fee. So that's something you might be interested in. If you want to look at a different take on annuities and the technology that affords these annuities that have never been available before, especially to avoid these surrender charges, why don't you do this right now? Log on to TonyWalkerFinancial.com. That's TonyWalkerFinancial.com. Let's talk by phone. There's no cost or obligation. Or call us anytime at 877-499-9255.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like, check out these other clips. And be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button for more videos.